So yesterday it was announced at the Game Awards that Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII would be playable as the next DLC fighter for Smash. And do you know what that means? That means there's going to be new content coming to the game from Final Fantasy, which is great because in the base game, there's literally nothing. So, today, I'm going to be talking about what content will be coming with Sephiroth, including spirits, music, and Mii fighter costumes. Without any further ado, let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the thing that Final Fantasy really suffers from the most. It's music. Currently there's only 2 music tracks from Final Fantasy in Smash Ultimate, but thankfully with the arrival of Sephiroth, we should be getting several more. Now, the thing is, I don't know whether or not this DLC will be able to expand on the whole Final Fantasy series, or just expand within Final Fantasy VII. As such, I chose a few tracks from just Final Fantasy VII to include in Smash. I also don't know whether any of the tracks will be remixes or all of them will be originals. So while I was choosing which tracks should be included, I based them off of the original song from Final Fantasy VII. Also, given that Square Enix, we're probably not going to get many tracks, so I picked the 7 best tracks that would work. The reason I had only picked out 7 tracks, aside from Square Enix of course, is because a lot of the music in Final Fantasy VII is very just calm and not suitable for Smash, which was a similar situation that Steve had. So, here's my list of the 7 music tracks that might come into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with Sephiroth. Also, please note that these titles may not be right, so sorry. So before we go over what new spirits will come with Sephiroth, let's go over the 2 spirits that are already in the game, which are Cloud and Cloud. Yeah, as you can tell, Cloud's fighter spirits don't have any artwork from Final Fantasy to use to swap with his ultimate artwork. So hopefully, in the update that includes Sephiroth, they'd also be able to fix Cloud's spirit as well. For both of his spirits, I found artwork from Dissidia of Final Fantasy that really matched his appearance in Smash, and I think they would be great uses for his spirits. As for Sephiroth's final spirit, I also just used Dissidia of Final Fantasy because it really represented him, especially with his long sword. Like the music tracks, I don't know if Sephiroth's inclusion will promote Final Fantasy as a whole or just Final Fantasy VII, so I came up with 7 spirits to feature in Sephiroth's DLC spirit board. The first 4 are Cloud's party members from Final Fantasy VII, Barrett Wallace, Aerith Gainsborough, Tifa Lockhart, and Red 13, and they'll all use their artwork from Final Fantasy VII Remake. The next 2 spirits are recurring summon materia from the series that appear in Final Fantasy VII, those being the Chocobo and Moogle, and the Cactuar, and they will also use their artwork from Final Fantasy VII Remake. For our final spirit, the Legend Spirit, we're going to have Zack Fair from Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. He is essentially Cloud's best friend and equal, so I think it would make sense that he is the Legend Spirit. Though if Sephiroth wasn't playable, he would definitely be the Legend Spirit instead. So yeah, those are 7 spirits that I was able to conjure up for the Final Fantasy VII series. So the last thing I'm going to talk about are the Mii fighter costumes. For this wave specifically, I thought of 3 returning costumes and 3 new costumes to implement. Of course, since this is a Final Fantasy character, it would obviously make sense to bring back the Chocobo hat that was in Smash 4. However, to also add on to the Final Fantasy, we should also have the Black Mage as a Mii sword fighter. I think they look dark and mysterious enough that they would stand out as a Mii fighter costume. Now at this point, we're pretty much never going to have another Square Enix character as DLC, so let's just bring back that Geno costume, because we know Geno is not going to have a chance anymore. Next, for returning costumes, we'll also bring back the Lloyd outfit. Yeah, Tales of is Namco, I know that, but he pretty much fits with the whole anime sword fighter thing, so why not just bring him here? Now, as an out of left field pick, I would go with the Ring Fit Trainees as a brawler outfit. Yeah, I think it looks weird, but I think having Ring Fit Adventure as a Mii costume generally would be interesting. And this wouldn't be the first time a Mii costume could have those blocky textures on the Mii costume, because the Akira and the Heihachi costumes also have something like that. Now, you can't have Mii fighter costumes without some kind of disappointing deconfirmation Mii costume, and for this wave, that is going to be Rayman. I think Rayman would be an interesting character, especially with the fact that he has no limbs. And maybe if we're lucky enough, we could have his entire head as the Mii's head, instead of having our Mii's head in like his mouth per se. And maybe he could come with a Rayman song as well. I mean, we have the Rabbids in here, so why not Rayman? Yeah, I know people are gonna be mad if Rayman was a Mii costume, but what can I do about it? And with that, those were my predictions of the Sephiroth content that will be coming in Smash Ultimate. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you later, maybe next week when Sephiroth has his presentation. Bye!